Hey guys, my name's Chris and today we're going to be looking at the LEGO Movie 2 CMF series. And as you can see, they're in two rubber cages here. Now these are rubber cages from IKEA and you can see over here, this is where I put my series on display at the moment. But I absolutely love these. If you see my channel, I use these for all the ones I can. And the reason that this series is in two of them is actually because there's 20 in this series, so they won't all fit. Only about 16 can fit and look nice in my opinion. So the other 4 are in this Wizard of Oz one, and that's because there are 4 Wizard of Oz characters for this series. So I'll show you here. Here's the Wizard of Oz series first, which has Dorothy, Tin Man, Scarecrow and the Lion, and I think it looks really nice with the background picture. Again, I got these off Etsy. And the other one is the other 16 minifigures. As you can see there, lots of cool ones from the movie and the references. So, as I've been doing these for the last few ones, I'm going to do worst to first, of my opinion. And this is a really hard, these are actually one of my favourite series I've got at the moment. Not quite Series 18 standards, but pretty high. So, let's start the list. Okay, so coming in at number 20 is, I think, probably the one that everyone's going to pick, which is Unikitty. Now, Unikitty, in my opinion, she's not even a minifigure. She's weirdly got the old head as well from when they originally have her, so her head always keeps falling off. It's not the advanced ones, but for a CMF series, in my opinion, it needs to be a character that's more of a subtle character, that you're not going to be getting in loads of play sets and things, so Unikitty's definitely on there. She's not even a nice version of her, because we have a couple of the Apocalypse versions here. We don't even get her as angry or, you know, a different form. It's just literally Unikitty. So that's why she's bottom of the list. Okay, so coming in at number 19 is Battle Ready Lucy. Now, she's down at the bottom for the same reason that Unikitty is. I think I've seen her in a couple of sets. I don't collect the LEGO Movie 2 sets, so let me know if she hasn't been in any of them, but she's a fairly common minifigure, Lucy, because she's the main character, just like Emmitt and Unikitty, and also Benny. So I've put her lower down because of that, but she is a really cool character. Now, the reason I put her a bit lower is she's only got the binoculars, so that accessory is not that cool. I really like the hood that she's got with those the glasses that go over. That's really, really cool. And she does have a dual molded facial expression head, not dual molded. She's got a door printed head, which is really, really nice. And she also has the quiver on her back, which is really cool, as well as the mask, like I've said before. So she is really cool. This is just a really difficult list, and for me, these characters shouldn't be on the list if you're going to have 20 of them. So, you're probably guessing the pattern here. So in at number 18, I'm going to put the Apocalypse version of Benny. Now, I don't like this one as much as normal Benny, because I don't really like the arm that he's got. I preferred the original Benny, obviously it's the retro spaceman. But this one, he's just got a toolbox, which it's got a unique print on it, great. But for me, it's a pretty rubbish accessory, and I don't like these metal arms. I think they look really weird. He does have a dual facial expression, which has the happy and the angry version, which is really, really cool. But again, the reason he's on here is because I reckon that we've got loads of Apocalypse Bennies in the sets. So that's why I'm putting him so low on the list. Okay, in at number 17 isn't actually Emmitt. Emmitt is a little bit higher up on the list, not to say that later on why. But it's actually Hula Lulla. Now, the reason I put her so high on the list, so low down on the list I would say, is because you can't use most of her accessories and features, and we have loads of these singers in this minifigure collection, so I just found her a bit boring when I had all the pop stars in this, so I found her the worst one, so that's why I put her so low down. She's got a vinyl record, which is pretty cool, and she has a pink microphone, but they all have pink microphones, and they all come with 2, so I had so many microphone accessories when I was done with this series that I just found it such a boring accessory after a while. I don't like the green hair, it's really hard to use elsewhere. So that's why I've put it so low on the list. Okay, in at number 16, I've put the Gone Golfing President Business. Now, again, the reason is because he is a minifigure that's pretty common. Actually, he's not in the film that often. He's literally only in it as the golfing guy. So I kind of see the reference to that, and he's probably not in a lot of sets, which is why I've put him a little bit higher on the list than the other ones. But the reason that he is higher also is that he does have a cool golfing outfit, which you can swap the head and use him elsewhere. Obviously, his hair is really unique to that character, so you can't really use that. But I like the golf club. I like the white glove that he's got on. And he's a nice printed character. Just find him boring compared to all the others that we've got here on offer. Okay, in at number 15 is the awesome remix Emmitt. Now the reason he's a little bit higher than the others is he is Emmitt, which is, he's been used everywhere, don't get me wrong. He's got the exact same uniform on, which is rubbish, but I really like his dual molded head that he's got, his dual molded hair that he's got, which actually has headphones on, which I think is really, really cool. You can use that on lots of other characters bar Emmitt, so I really like that. I love the coffee mug that he's got, the can. It's unprinted, so I think it's supposed to be a coffee mug, but it can also be used as a can and lots of other things. And I really like his printed 1x2 tile, which everyone knows I'm a sucker for those if you've seen the channel before. And this one's a really cool one because it actually has awesome playing on it, which I think is really, really nice. So that's why I put him a little bit higher, but he's still fairly low down the list. Okay, in at number 14. Now this one's a weird one in the collection, and I couldn't actually picture where he was in the film, and maybe it's just me, I haven't watched the film in a while to be fair, but it is the Swamp Creature. Now I really like the Swamp Creature, I like DC characters, I like retro films. I think he's supposed to be like Creature from the Black Lagoon or something, kind of a retro 50s-esque kind of film. The reason I've put him so low on the list is that it's really weird that he's got like a lime green body and then green legs and green face mask that you put over it. So I just find it doesn't quite gel quite right together. Now you can take the mask off and you can use that head as like an alien creature or something if you're using it as Star Wars sets or for any other kind of, even an alien in a Lego city, which is quite cool. And it even has printing on the back of the head, which is quite strange seeing as the mask covers it. The whip's pretty weird, I don't know why he's got that. And he's kind of got like an apocalypse version of this Creature from the Black Lagoon. So yeah, that's the reason that he's kind of low down on the list, because you can't really use that body for anything else. And same with the legs, unless he was kind of wearing green boots, I suppose. So that's why he is at number 14. Okay, so number 13, we're still into the main characters here, and I have put Flashback Lucy. Now I really like this one because this is a unique one that I can't see them using in many of the sets, but obviously Lucy is a main character. But I really like what they've done with this one, where she's actually got the cool, the hair that she hasn't had dyed from the movies, and she's got a nice singing face as well as she has a double expression. And I really like the tile again that she's got, which is actually Everything is Awesome. And I'm going to actually put that in my recording studio in the diner, I think, because it's quite a cool reference. I really like that. So that's why she's a little bit higher on the list. She's also very, very colourful, which I really like. And she's got nice printing all round, really. So I like the one arm that's got the kind of leotard on and the one arm that hasn't. I think that's really nice. So that's why I've put her higher up than usual. Okay, in at number 12. This is where I'm kind of getting into the Apocalypse characters a little bit, but I've put the Apocalypse Abe. Now, it's because I actually really like the normal Abraham Lincoln, and I don't really like what they did with him in the movie for this minifigure, so I found it a little bit of a rubbish minifigure, really. His body's got nice printing on it, don't get me wrong. It's got really nice back printing and front printing, and he's got this really cool, like, almost like Slash-esque ribbon hanging down one of his legs. His axe is very, very plain and normal, which I just find it's a bit of a rubbish accessory. And I don't like his hat with the actual glasses on it look like eyes, inverted. It just looks really, really strange. It makes it look a little bit too toony for me. So that's kind of why I put him further down on the list. But his head's got some good expressions that you could use elsewhere as well. And I do like the Abraham beard, but sadly it's all dual molded together. So the hat and the beard stay as one. Okay, and at number 11, we're just shy of the top 10 now in here, but it's such a big list. So hopefully this video is not going to be too long. But in at number 11, I've put Candy Wrapper. Now this is another one of the pop stars that we've got. She's really cool. I love her accessory of the cassette, which is in a clear, it's a clear 1x2 tile and then printed over as a cassette tape. I really like that. But again, she's got another pink microphone, which they all have. She also has a tutu, which is cool, and she's got really bright pink hair and the double facial expression, which is nice. She reminds me a little bit of the ballet dancer that we've had in another series. But this one's just a lot more colourful and more unique. So that's why I kind of put higher up, mainly because I liked that cassette print, and I think she looks a lot neater than some of the other pop stars they've got, so that's why I've put her at number 11. Okay, top 10 time now, which sounds like not much usually because there's only 16 usually, but with 20, these are now the top half of the collection. So, in at number 10 is another pop singer, and that is Kitty Pop. Now I've put her on mainly because of her accessories. That guitar she's got with the printed stripes on looks absolutely awesome, so that's why I put her higher up. I really like the kind of coral pink as well that she's got as her hair. It's not quite as bright pink as the Candy Wrapper one. And she's got cat ears, which is quite cool, kind of reminiscent of Japanese K-rock kind of thing, so I really like that. And yeah, all in all, I think she just looks a lot cooler than the others and a bit more unique, so that's why she's higher up on the list. Okay, in at number 9 is my first one on the list, which is actually an outfit character. Now, if you haven't watched this channel before, I'm a massive outfit character person. I know a lot of other YouTubers don't like the outfit guys and put them at the bottom. For me, it's the other way around. CMF has to be the outfit characters because they're the funnest ones that everyone always looks at and goes, oh, that's cool. So that's why I have them higher up on the list. And for this one, it is the Crayon Girl. Now, I absolutely love this character. I think it's really, really cool. I love the printing and the flowers around the top and the bottom. And I even like the fact that it looks like she's actually made a minifig portrait using herself, which is quite unique. She also has double facial printing, which is really, really nice to see because they don't often do that on these kind of outfit characters. But other than that, she's very plain with just the 2 tones of purple. So I kind of put her a little bit higher than usual for that reason. And this is a really, really, really good list. So, I mean, kudos for her being in the top half of the list, really. Okay, in at number 8 is the highest one on the list, which is relating to an apocalypse version of the character. But I actually prefer this person to the original version of it, which is the Sherry Scratch and Post and Scarfield. It's just so funny the fact that he's called Scarfield and he looks just like Garfield, the character, which I think is a really nice reference to that. Really like how this kitty is actually a unique, it's a custom molded one. It's got a Mohican and it's really nicely printed with this kind of badass collar as well and the nice painting on it. It just looks really, really nice. And the minifig herself, the Sherry Scratch and Post, she's actually really nice as well. Now she doesn't have a dual molded face. I keep saying dual molded, dual printed face. Sadly, because she could have with the hair, but I mean, to be honest, that kitten makes the character worth quite a lot of money anyway, in my opinion, so I kind of get why they maybe didn't put the dual facial expression on her. But all in all, really cool minifigure, really, really like her. Okay, in at number 7 is a character that's a main character, but I just think he's so cool in this set and I don't own him, so I've put him higher up on the list, which is Best Friend Rex. Now, again, I'm a sucker for the little animal minifigures and the fact that he's got a little blue from Jurassic Park like Velociraptor is so, so cool. Haven't seen these anywhere, so let me know in the comments if you've actually got this print anywhere else, this actual unique mold, because I haven't seen it anywhere. And I really like the fact that it's blue as well. It's really, really cool. And obviously it is just, he looks badass. His face looks badass, just like the guy in the actual movie. And I just like Rex as a character in general. I really like the hat that he's got that can be used on other characters with the really nice hair underneath. It's all dual molded. And he's just nice printed all round, so I really, really like this minifigure. So that's why I put him higher up on the list. And then at number 6 is the second outfit character guy on the list, which is actually Watermelon Dude, not Guy. Usually it's Guy, but this one apparently is Watermelon Dude for some reason. Now, I'm looking at this set after already seeing like Series 19, and I prefer the pizza version of this character, which is why he's a little bit lower. But this guy's got really nice colouring. It's really bright and pops off the out of the frame, really. And I like how he's got a little mini watermelon as well. It's basically eating himself. And he's also, again, got a dual face, which is really, really nice to see. But the actual t-shirt doesn't have any printing underneath, as most of these kind of characters don't. And his legs are very, very simple as well. So, all in all, it's a really, really cool minifigure, but he's just shy of the top 5. Okay, top 5. Now, this is technically, this one, I'm going to say, it's a weird list here, but I'm actually going to say this one's technically number 1 out of the normal characters, and then number 5 out of the entire list. Because in at number 5 is the giraffe guy. This guy is absolutely brilliant. He just looks like the Toys R Us mascot, which I think is so funny. And I think loads of people who make mocks of Toys R Us actually use him for that, because he's just ingenious. It's just such a great character. He's really, really tall. He barely fits into my frame at the bottom, but he just about does. And he's got the grass accessory or plant accessory. That doesn't really matter, to be honest, because most of these costume guys don't actually have accessories most of the time, so it doesn't really matter. But he's a really, really cool one, and I really like this animal costume. So that's why he is in at number 5. Okay, now the reason is that I said that he was number 1 technically is because I've just read all of the ones off of this frame. And that's because I'm a massive movie buff, absolutely massive movie buff. And the fact that this entire Wizard of Oz collection is in this. This, to me, these are different level. These are all absolutely great characters, and to me, they are all in the top 4 of this set. So that's why these are basically a separate list. But out of these ones, coming in at number 4, I would have to give it to the Scarecrow. Now, the reason I've given it to the Scarecrow as the lowest one out of these 4 is because his hat looks a little bit off with the painted around it. I don't know whether it's dual molded or not, but it just doesn't quite look right. And the certificate of achievement is very, very cool, but it's a bit boring. And the minifigure itself in general is a little bit boring compared to the others, but it's a Wizard of Oz one, so that's why he's going so high up on the list. In at number 3, I had to put it, these are so close now, as the Cowardly Lion. Now, the reason I put it as the Cowardly Lion is because I couldn't actually use him with any other stuff. He looks a little bit, his hat doesn't quite sit right, his mane, it kind of pops off a little bit from what I've got, but he does have a double facial expression, which is quite nice, and the Scarecrow doesn't have that, even though he could, because his hat does cover it. I really like his medal, I think that's really, really nicely done, but other than that, his body and his legs are quite plain, so that's why he edged out. So, number 1 and number 2. Now, obviously I love animals, so that's why in at number 2 is Tin Man, and Dorothy is safe for number 1. So Tin Man, he's absolutely mint. I love this character. I love the little heart with the clock on it. I think that's brilliant. I love even the axe looks quite nice. I think that's a unique axe. I haven't seen that in anything else. Let me know if it isn't, but it's really nice. I like what they've done with the printing on this. It's actually silver printed onto grey, so it gives it this kind of double tone, makes him really look robotic. It looks really, really good. I love his hat, which is the oil can upside down. I think it looks absolutely brilliant. And all in all, this is just a great, great minifigure. So, in at number 1 is Dorothy and Toto. Now, Toto is absolutely wicked. He's got custom printed sides on him as well. There's nice detailing to make him look like he's got fur. And I haven't seen this dog anywhere else, so I think it is still unique to this set. I might have seen a white one somewhere at some point, I can't quite remember. But Dorothy's really nice. Her hair's actually really, really awkward. It's like a rubber, so it's really hard to get on and off. And she does have a double facial expression, which is really nice to see. And I really like what they've done with her pleated skirt, just looks really nice. And she does have the really, really nice, brightly ruby shoes as well. Obviously, there's no place like home. So that's the Lego Movie 2 CMF series. I hope you liked the video. As you can tell, I obviously massively prefer the Wizard of Oz characters. But that's me. Let me know if you guys agree or not. Because, I mean, Wizard of Oz is so old. Maybe you guys don't even like Wizard of Oz or never even watched it. Which is each their own, I suppose. I really like it. It's a good movie. And I've also seen Wicked at the theatres. So that's me. Maybe I'm a weirdo. Anyway, please like and subscribe, and I do one of these videos on the minifigs every Friday, so I'm going through my whole collection. I've done series 17, 18 and 19, as well as the DC minifigures, so they'll be in a playlist up here if you fancy watching those. And I'll see you next Friday for another minifig video. But on Mondays I'm also doing Mini Build Mondays, which are any sets below £20, so if you guys have any suggestions for that, let me know. And on Wednesdays, I'm going to start doing Lego City updates or big build updates. So that's usually my modular builds at the moment, and then it will progress into a Lego City update, which I am getting around to doing. So hope you enjoy the channel, hope you enjoy the videos, and stay safe out there, and I hope you all have an awesome day.